I've been doing Voyager-related programming for a while, but for this presentation I wanted to highlight three of what might be considered Voyager add-on modules or clients. I'd like to talk about the new books list, a short loan schedule, and the shelf lister application. And I'm going to start with the new books list. In a lot of respects, the new books list is not anything to get excited about at all. It's simply a report against the Voyager database. That's no big deal. There's a query script that goes into the database and it outputs a flat file of new book items. There's also a script that serves as the user interface, and it puts a search screen up there for people to search, and then they get results. From the results page, there is a link back to Web Voyage to the actual item, because that's going to have the availability information. So that part of the new books list is not worth talking about. What kind of makes the new books list worth talking about is how it integrates within the Web Voyage interface. That's the new books list search tab, and if we compare it, we can see it looks a lot like the Tomcat basic search tab. If we look at the results page for the new books list, we also see that it looks a lot like the results page for Tomcat Web Voyage search. Also, with the Tomcat Web Voyage, we have an unlimited number of skins that we can create. And from the screens I just showed you, you can see that the default new books list looks like the default Tomcat. However, as a lot of you have done already, you've created these custom skins. What you don't want to do is take an application, for instance, that I've written, and have to modify it a lot to fit with your skin. But it turns out you don't have to. That's the default EN_US skin for Tomcat, and that just happens to be a development skin that I'm working on. We're looking at Web Voyage now. We're not looking at the new books list. But if you put the new books list in there, this would what it would look like out of the box without you having to do anything to it. And simply by changing in the URL the skin name, poof, you've got a new books list that looks exactly like your skin. And that works that way out of the box. So the new books list is skin savvy. And also, if you have a consortium or some other thing where you've got multiple databases or skins or whatever, you're only using one new books list application. You're not having to redo that application for each of those. Another good thing about the new books list is it's multilingual, and it comes that way out of the box. There's language modules for English, of course. There's a Finnish one, Swedish, Welsh, and new for this version, 7.0, there's a simplified Chinese interface. And there's also a template, a language template. So if someone wanted to create a Spanish or French user interface, it's simply a matter of filling out that language template file, and then they're ready to go. So it's all modular. Another good thing about the new version of the new books list is, as far as I can determine, it is session state aware, and that's important. That's a good thing. It's important in regards to the timeout utility. Also, it's important for navigating between skins, because that's how that's maintained. And the other good thing with the old new books list, when you got a results page, all those titles, and you clicked on those to get the availability information within Web Voyage, each time you did that, you are creating a new session. That's a bad thing because there's a limit to how many sessions you can have going. In my testing, as far as I've been determining, no matter how many of those you click, this is going to maintain that same one session with Web Voyage, which is actually a really good thing. And maintaining that is just done with a tiny little bit of Ajax code. Another good thing about this version is the keyword searching. The original optional keyword searching for the new books list was a very crude regular expression match. But now there's automatic Boolean ANDing, so if you put in a term like Texas history and search on that, you're going to get that automatically Boolean ANDed. And notice that same as within Web Voyage, that your search terms are highlighted. In addition, it has phrase searching with quotes. So if you search that, you get those results. And also there's a truncation with a question mark or with an asterisk. Asterisk is the most common truncation symbol. So a search on map truncated is going to get map, maps, and mapping. And all this works together. So any combination of that is going to work. And what does that look like? That's exactly the search behavior of gkey, caret, asterisk. So what this is doing is simply leveraging that expectation that the user has already when they're searching Web Voyage, and it carries it over to the new books list. The next thing we're going to talk about is diacritics. And those are those things that people never worry about, but is very important, right? And with the new books list, if you search the Painter Cezanne with a diacritical sign, as expected, you're going to find that, and the search term is going to be highlighted. If you search without the diacritic, it's also going to find it. You'll notice that the search term is not highlighted here, but you'll also notice that that's just like in Web Voyage. That can be done, but it would be kind of a tricky algorithm to do it, and I didn't think I had enough time to fool with it, and obviously the Voyager programmers felt the same way because it's the same behavior. And to show that diacritics really are diabolic, these two Unicode characters, although they look identical, they're not identical. As Gary could tell you, there can be precomposed diacritics as well as decomposed characters that having diacritics. And either encoding works searching in the new version of the new books list. And it also works for non-Latin scripts too. So if you searched on that term, if you had some records within your new books list that had the Arabic for Islam, it would find them. So it works on all those levels. One of the good things about doing this type of programming, in some ways I wish I could have left new books list programming years ago. In some ways it's a burden, but what makes it still fresh for me is anytime I do a version upgrade, it gives me a chance to enhance my skills a little bit. And so this is the fun that I had this time around, is doing that part. And someone earlier mentioned that this was ready to go when Voyager 7 was released, and that is thanks to Mike Dicus, who allowed me to participate in the field test process for Voyager 7, which is what gave me the lead time to work on this and have it done.